All right, folks, you are listening to Yishai and Friends on Israel National Radio. Welcome to the program. This half hour, I want to deal, this half hour and also the next hour, I want to deal with an email that came to me from a good friend. And this email made me kind of stand up and realize that we're not all on the same page yet. We don't all understand, we don't have the same understandings yet. And here's the email. It's from a good friend of mine who writes, Moshe Feiglin's assertion, of course we have Moshe Feiglin with us every Monday on Manhigut Mondays here on Israel National Radio, and the email goes as follows. Feiglin's assertion that the mitzvah of Yishuv Haaretz, settling the land, is best fulfilled under Jewish sovereignty has no basis in the Mesorah, and that is his chiddush. It has no basis in our heritage, and it is his innovation. All things being equal as far as security and quality of life, there would be just as much of a mitzvah to live in southern Lebanon, the country of Lebanon and southern Lebanon, as in northern Israel under Israeli sovereignty. And I've sensed that this shows that we're not all on the same page of the importance of the state of Israel for Judaism. And Judaism, of course, has its halachic components, its moral components, its historical components. Judaism in toto, there's a lot to discuss. So in the next hour, we will be discussing the halachic side of things. But I thought that after such an accusation that Moshe Feiglin is an innovator, it would be right to bring him on. And therefore, it is time for Manhigut Mondays here on Israel National Radio, starring none other than Moshe Feiglin himself from the Jewish leadership faction of the Likud, JewishIsrael.org. Moshe Feiglin, welcome to the program.
Hello, Yishai.
How are you?
Baruch Hashem.
So you know, I was a little bit shocked when I read this email from my friend because I thought to myself, gosh, what seems so obvious to some people is not really obvious to others. And he did not see the difference between the state of Israel or southern Lebanon or you know, the Turkish sovereignty over this land, or British sovereignty over this land, or maybe Roman sovereignty over this land. It's all equal as long as a Jew is able to serve God by himself in the land of Israel. And I wanted to turn to you to ask you really more the moral, political, ideological reasons why the state of Israel is really important. I'll put it to you in simpler terms. Why do you think the state of Israel is important?
The state of Israel, or let's call it let's look at it in a wider scale. The Jewish sovereignty on the Holy Land, on Eretz Israel, is very, very important. First of all, to give a direct answer to this question, there's a huge difference, huge difference between coming and building your home in the land of Israel as individual and doing it as a nation. When you're doing it as individual, it's you only preparing, you're preparing the surface for the nation to come and rebuild itself and locate its sovereignty on the Holy Land, because the mitzvah is v'yirishtem ota. Vishavtem ba. It's not just vishavtem ba, not just sit in Eretz Israel, it's also yirishtem ota, meaning take the sovereignty from the other people who lived here. That's the mitzvah Yishuv Eretz Israel. Not only vishavtem, not only to sit, but also Yerusha. Yerusha is to the people of Israel. It's not for the individual, like I'm buying a home in America or anywhere else in the world. To fulfill the mitzvah of v'yirishtem ota, you can only do as a nation, and in order to do it as a nation, you have to come together and have your own sovereignty, which is the Medina, the state. Of course, Israel has a lot of problems, and we have a lot of difficulties with the existing regime in Israel and other problems, as we all know, but it is still a Jewish sovereignty, and this is something that we have to remember.
Okay, so